Hey, it's Clay Trader. This will be a video chart on ticker symbol GLNNF. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like through this time frame. I think that does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I've done this analysis on a pretty routine basis, including yesterday, so that is where these green line annotations are coming from. And after today's price action, from a presentation standpoint, this is actually a pretty tricky chart to do because there's a whole lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you are a day trader and you bought right up there and you wanted to sell within 15 minutes after buying, then yeah, for you, the chart's looking pretty terrible. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, then yeah, I get it. Today, the price did pull back quite a bit from its highs. But from the big picture, the bulls do still have plenty of opportunity to build a higher base. And as long as you have higher bases being built over longer periods of time, that's how those long-term uptrends are constructed. I am going to be talking about things from a big picture perspective. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you just had a much different outlook and strategy going into the trade. So before anything else, first update here comes about from a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So going forward, 280 was a level of support, but with the price now below it on any sort of bounce, before we start talking about, up here above $3, that first hurdle that will need to be crossed, again, right there at $2.80. Now, jumping to supports, I mean, this thing was truly a thing of beauty, and it really just goes to show the power of charts. I'm not patting myself on the back here, but I'm definitely patting charts. For those of you that did watch yesterday's video, and for those that didn't, I promise I have not moved that green line. If you don't believe me, I'm not offended. Just go back in the archive and watch the video from yesterday. But, I talked about this level as support, and then surprise, surprise, check out right where the price ultimately decided to consolidate right around that green line there. Again, I'm not saying that I have some sort of secret strategy or nothing like that. This is stuff that anybody can learn how to do. You just got to put in the time and effort. So $2.30 is that level of support that you wanted to see hold, and it did indeed hold strong. And the reason it's so important, especially from that big picture perspective, is let's say that the price just continues to hover around here a little bit more before finally start to head its way back up. What would you have from the big picture of things perspective? Well, you'd have a big old base of lows right here. You'd have a base of lows right there. You'd have a base of lows down there. So if you picture these as stair steps, then very clearly within the big picture of things, the overall trend, these overall stair steps would clearly be heading in the upwards direction, and that is the name of the game. That's how those long-term uptrends are constructed. So sure, today got a little crazy. The price pulled back, but the bulls do still have a chance to build a higher base. So let's see if they can get that job done or not. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.